Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lead Or with an OR. I am your host, Victoria Cabrera, and I'm reaching out to you guys and girls today to remind you that everyday people are leaders too. And I want to help bring light to different people on this show, to share their stories, to talk about life, and hope this brings value to you in any possible way. And just remember this, there are leaders all around us, and it may just be you. I really thank you for joining in the podcast today, and I hope you enjoy the show. Good afternoon, team. I am still on the road. I figure I'd try to knock out a few recordings while I'm driving, and I wanted to give a quick opinion on why people fear sales so much, regardless of what industry you're in, whether it be insurance or anything that requires sales. A lot of people are afraid of doing it. I don't know. I think the fear is a lot of people don't understand what sales actually means or what's involved with sales. I think immediately when you hear sales, you think of people that are knocking on your door to solicit things, or maybe some car salesman that you had a bad experience with, or when you go to a furniture store and the guy is following behind you. So I think a lot of people associate sales with such a negative emotion, whereas it becomes, when you're the one doing the sell, you kind of become fearful of being that person. And so the good news today is that I'm going to help you understand that sales actually is, you're a problem solver. And I kind of touched on this in my last audio clip there. But understand, sales is simply creating a solution to a problem. So let's think about the industry that we're in. Right now, most of us are in the Medicare space, right? We all sell Medicare or life insurance or health insurance, but specifically to Medicare. When we look at sales, when we really think about it, we're not really selling anything. If you think about any customer that you've sat down with or that you've talked to, when you sit down and go through your sales process, I think we're actually just trying to find the answer to their problems, right? So whether it be somebody that's telling you, well, I get really stressed out about this Medicare stuff. I just want to make sure that I'm covered correctly. I have peace of mind knowing that my insurance is going to work when I need it, and my prescriptions are going to be covered. So everything that the customer is telling you, it's a problem, and you're providing a solution based on what they tell you. So every customer will be different. So when you take the sales aspect out of it, you're not selling this person like on features, right? Most plans have benefits and extra benefits in there that help the client. However, at the end of the day, we just become problem solvers. And I really wanted you to understand that, because a lot of us are fearful, especially when it comes to prospecting, whether it be clients or prospecting vendors to work with, or prospecting, doing provider relations. A lot of us get scared because we associate ourselves with this salesperson that maybe you've experienced, or that furniture salesperson, or that car salesman, or that person that solicits you knocking on your door, right? So if you just kind of take the sales fear out of the process and understand you are a problem solver, you are in your role to solve problems, I think it's going to open up a lot more for you, in the sense that you're opening your mind, that you don't have such a scarcity mindset when it comes to working with others to get the word out on what you do, right? So, for example, just take the sales part out of it. Take what you think. Think of what you've always thought of sales, and really take that out and create a new definition for sales, because everybody's a salesperson. I think in life, you have to know sales. I don't care if you're a doctor or a teacher, a lawyer, an insurance agent, you're working for a nonprofit organization. If you take a look at every one of these individuals, they all have to sell something, whether it be the teacher selling the kids on why they should listen to the teacher, right? They have to solve a problem. They have to create an environment and figure out what the problem is on why the kids don't want to listen, and create a solution on how to get them to listen, right? Maybe you're a lawyer, and the client is interviewing you on why they should choose you. Well, the lawyer is going to say, you should choose me because I've solved problems for X amount of people, and this is how I helped them, right? Might be the doctor. The doctor, we don't see doctors as salespeople, but they really are, right? This is how I help my patients. This is how many patients I've helped. This is what sets me apart. So everybody's selling themselves. And by doing that, all you're doing is solving problems and creating solutions. And the better solution, the better problem solver you are, and the better you are at creating solutions, quick, simple, right? And being unique about problem solving, then you will be one of the best salespeople out there. So I think just getting that definition of sales out of your mindset, at the end of the day, you're a problem solver, right? That's the way I look at it. A lot of people that are wanting to get in the insurance business that came from teaching, or that came from some type of other industry that had nothing to do with prospecting and selling. I always tell them, go back to when you were working with a client or a patient. And how did you gain that trust from them? Gaining that trust, you were selling yourself in that process. So even though you didn't know you were selling yourself, you were selling. So naturally, everybody is a salesperson, right? Sales is just the process of getting somebody or persuading somebody to work with you, to buy from you, to trust you. So when you met your husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend, or friends, right? Building friendships. You were selling yourself on why they should be your friend, or why they should be with you, or why they should marry you, right? We all have to sell ourselves. So just taking that negative out of the sales process and understanding that everybody has to know how to sell by simply creating solutions will open a lot more opportunities for you, because now you've left that guard down, you let that wall down on, you know what, I am not that pure person that's pushy, right? If you are coming at it from an unselfish point of view, where you really, really do want to help somebody, and you're not just looking at commission, right? You're looking at, how can I help them? How can I serve them? How can I make their life better? If you start thinking like that, instead of, how am I going to pay my bill? How am I going to make this commission? How can I make more money off this person? Then when you shift your mindset to the other side and take it out of the money part, naturally the money is going to come, because there's more. You get more when you give more, and you shouldn't expect anything when you give. You should always give unselfishly, right? You should always serve others without expectations. But when you help more people in our industry, we naturally get paid for it. So the more people you help, the more people you serve, the more people you do good by, the more that money is just going to come in. And eventually you're going to stop worrying about, oh my God, how am I going to pay my light bill? Oh my God, I need to pay my car payment, right? Yes, you have to be aware and you have to be responsible about those things. But if you're only going to come at it from a selfish point of view, for you, what's in it for you only, how am I going to benefit from this? What am I getting out of this? What's that person doing for me? Then you will never see abundance in life, because you're always going to have that expectation of what's in it for me? What am I getting out of this? And what I've learned is, and if you guys have never read this book, you have to go read it. It's called The Go Giver. And The Go Giver, I would have to say that book changed my life in a way that I kind of look at things differently. When I was younger, I've always been a giver. My mom taught us really well. We always kind of gave the shirt off our back if we needed to, but that came from a point where we didn't have anything. So when you come from a point of not having anything or being poor and giving what you don't have, you train yourself. I think I trained myself, and I think my brothers and sisters did too, is we trained ourselves at a very early age to give even when we don't have. Because I think when you're a kid, you don't really have the emotional intelligence to even think like, oh my God, what am I going to get out of it? I think when you learn at an early age, like you give without expectation, then you train yourself as an adult to make that a habit in your life. But when I read that book, or listened to the book, because I do Audible, when I listened to that book called The Go Giver, it really did change my perspective on giving. And I think everybody should go read that book. I highly, highly recommend it. It's a very short book. You can probably read it in 4 or 5 days. But it's called The Go Giver. But I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know that, take the fear out of being that salesperson, or the definition of a salesperson. Don't be afraid to tell people what you do. Let people know that you solve problems for seniors. You help the senior community solve their health insurance problems. And I think the more you understand that you're not a salesperson, that you are actually a problem solver, it's going to open a lot more doors for you, and you're going to be even happier to go prospect, because now you're coming at it from a different perspective versus, coming at it from a negative perspective and, what people might think of you or what people might say. So I think just become a problem solver in your industry, whether it be your personal life or your, and I would even help push you to say, in your personal life, I would say, try to help people solve problems, even if it has nothing to do with money. If somebody has an issue, maybe help out and say, you know what, how can I help you? Like, make it a habit every day to say, how can I help? What can I do for you? Not just customers, but maybe a friend has a flat tire. You know what? How can I help you? And let me see if I can help. Maybe it's providing you, I don't know, maybe you had an extra air pressure device, and maybe you give it to them. Or maybe, you know how to change tires and they don't, and you go help them. Whether anything it might be, your mom maybe needs just to listen to her because she's having a bad day. Like, make it a habit to solve one problem a day, and maybe that'll make that habit for you in your business. How can I help somebody solve a problem today? And I think when you come at it from that angle, I think you'll see a lot of changes and opportunities come your way. Hey guys, thanks again for joining in the podcast today. I hope you can listen into the other messages that we have for you coming up. And if there's anything that you need, please reach out to me. But remember this message, guys, if you're not leading your life and helping others, what are you doing? I just want to relay that message out to everyone that's listening in and hopefully take some of this information that you've learned from the podcast and implement it in your daily lives. If there's anything you need, you can reach me and email me at victoria@themedicarespace.com. Again, victoria@themedicarespace.com. Thanks again, guys, and I hope you listen into the next podcast. See you there.